Welcome to Sheni v'Chamishi. I got a book from the Rabbi from 770 just yesterday. Here's the book. It's called Breaking the Spell by Daniel Dennett. It's got the Torah. It's got inside the 13 ikrim of the Rambam. And here, inside the flap, stuck on, and the Rambam's Oivdik Yechavim. The sender of the book is the Rebbe himself, Reb Menachem Mendel Schneerson. It's a very, very good feeling. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this is going to go. Okay. I'll sing you a song in Yiddish. Hi. A Yiddish Mädel darf a Yiddischen Boy und schön und edel und es darf sein azoi. I met a friend of the writer of this book, and his name is Sam Harris. Sam Harris is he's a writer, and I was able to tell this writer, whoa, everything is falling, nothing's working out today. Let's get this thing good. Today was an issue with a nice something to discuss about what is secular education. Simon Jacobson spoke about it, about based on Tanya, what is secular education? Well, secular, let me explain what secular is based on the dictionary. It's anything that's non-religious in nature. So if you're studying Gemara, that is considered secular if it's two people lying, arguing about property ownership or ownership of a talis that they need for shul. That's secular in nature. Why did the rabbis deal with secular nature? So there is a philosophical or some type of religious explanation that we're here to be mevarer the world. Many philosophers said the word Vainatzlos Mitzrayim. Vainatzlos Mitzrayim was used by Thomas Aquinas, who was a Christian monk that also said using philosophy to benefit religion is a good thing because it's using out Vainatzlos Mitzrayim. The Christians use the same thing. Using out the Egyptians for the benefit of their God. Hold a second, I need to get my notes. Okay, so if I could speak to Simon Jacobson, I would say, look, or at least the people who are listening, Simon Jacobson would never suggest that any friend of his, a gvir, in the beautiful world that they live, in a successful world, would never suggest that his son not study philosophy, science, history, religion from a secular point of view. So Simon would never give that advice. It's only advice for gullible humans and spiritual suckers who... Did you know that you will never... Your friend, who is a shliach, will never ask you to speak in front of people. And if he would ask you to keep it short if you're not educated. If you don't know philosophy and science, at least on a basic 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade level, they'll never ask you to speak. Do you know why? Because ignorance stinks so far, and ignorance is dangerous. Radical religion, whether it's Islam or Christianity or Judaism, it stems from people who are ignorant. It stems from people who haven't studied humanities, who haven't understood that they and everyone in the world around them, including animals, the animal life, are all the same and all want the same things. Even the Rebbe, by Machne Yisrael, when the Gvirim would come by, the Rebbe would never suggest to a Gvir that he steer his son or daughter into anything less than the best education there is. Not only that, the Rebbe would not, even if the son or daughter was into trying to learn humanities, and inside humanities comes under the umbrella rabbinic Judaism, rabbinics, Talmud, the Rebbe would never suggest they go to a Dara Torah. Only if one of the sons or daughters was not well and was not able to do well in studies and disabled, learning disabled, or weak, or depressed, or many other problems, would the Rebbe suggest they go to a Dara Torah, because it's a type of friendship circle. Religion is a circle of friends. Nothing good could come out of not studying. Nothing good could come out of a lack of education in every field of knowledge of the ways of knowing about the natural world, including religious studies. Even when one of the most chashiv friends of the Rebbe's daughter wanted to study Gemara, the Rebbe did not say, come to Machon Chana, because the Rebbe knew that Machon Chana was not capable and not designed for a proper study of Talmud, because the students did not have any relationship with the text. She went to study Talmud in Princeton and she did wonderful. And the Rebbe was just feeling lucky to have such a friend that he had, that would visit once a year, the once a year Jew that would come to the Machne Yisrael and say, hey Rebbe, what's up? Bless my family. Makes my children feel good up to a certain age, until they start realizing that blessings don't really work. It's just childish. What does it mean, a relationship with the text? There was a shliach right up the hill from here, where I'm sitting in this little pop-up library. And he was talking about Acher. Acher heard of Baskel. Was Acher a believer? Probably not. He studied Greek philosophy and ancient Gnosticism. So he probably saw religion as just human imagination. So what did Acher mean when he said that there was a Baskel that came and said, Shuvu banim shuvavim chutz mi Acher? What did he mean? Did he hear the Baskel himself? No. He probably made it up. Did the student hear the Baskel? No, but the student accepted it on faith, because Acher said a Baskel came out. What was Acher trying to do? He was trying to tell his student, who was part of a religious cult, because there were many Jewish cults. There were 4 basic brands of Judaism, if you look in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And one of the groups was Rabbinic Judaism, based on the Pharisaic Judaism. They didn't have a temple, they didn't have a Urim V'Tumim, they couldn't communicate with God. They were based on just keeping laws and customs and rituals and practices. So Acher said that a Baskel came out and said, I can't do tshuva. It's another way of saying, leave me alone in green. Leave me alone. You know the last Jewish name, leave me alone in green? Acher was just saying to his student, God said I shouldn't come back. Basically, stop saying chazer b'cha, chazer b'cha, chazer b'cha. You know, imagine you have a Christian neighbor that every time he sees you, he just keeps telling you, come back, be born again. You need Christ, you need Christ, you need Christ. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying. So that's what Acher was saying to his student. God said I shouldn't come home. And the student was like, so then the rabbis had to think about it, and it bothered them, and then they said, if he would have done tshuva anyway, God would have accepted him. Really? How do you know? I'm sitting here surrounded by books. Books could do for you what nothing can. Your grandmother and grandfather could leave you a Yerusha of money, but books will free you and take you from being a robot, indoctrinated, to being human, being able to connect, being able to see the natural world in the simplest natural way possible. The simplest natural way. What is, again, back to what we're saying, what is secular? What is secular studies? The Ramban, Ibn Ezra, even Geshem. Judaism is full of rational rabbis who were also mathematicians and also philosophers who were rabbis. What was their main occupation? I think their main occupation was secular, because being a rabbi is just telling people what the law is. That doesn't take a lot of time. Rabbi Chadakov said, those aren't many laws. It's a very small kunteris. But to apply the klali chinuch v'adracha to your son or daughter, that takes a half hour, an hour a day, as the Rebbe Rashab would say, is a mitzvah, like tefillin is a mitzvah. Back to what we were saying, these are reckless claims that say that the secular education, and Simon Jacobson basing it on the Alter Rebbe, which is wrong, because the Alter Rebbe was talking to a big group and a society of people who were anti-philosophy. So much so that a Baruch of Mezhebush was accusing the Alter Rebbe of writing a book of philosophy, which was the Tanya. Rabbi Khan says that the Tanya is the biggest book of Amunah Pshuta. It's all about simple faith. So why would Rabbi Baruch Mezhebush accuse the Alter Rebbe? He was based on bad evidence. He didn't investigate. He didn't give a damn. He was an angry man, Rabbi Baruch Mezhebush. He was a murderer. He killed Herschel Astrapoller in his house, and he never stood trial because they lived in a shtetl. There was no police. There was no 71st precinct, and so on, and there was no Shmita, and so on and so forth. So years later, somebody comes to be Menachem Ovel, the Rebbe from Washington Heights. Recently, a video of him was circulating on the internet. Everyone loved to watch it. And he said that one of the Soloveitchiks said that since the Rambam's Meir Nevuchim, the greatest book on philosophy, the Tanya, from Moses Maimonides, told the Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi, never been such a great book on philosophy. First of all, he's wrong according to Rabbi Khan, because the Tanya is not a book on philosophy. It's a book that is based on people with pure faith. They believe in heaven and hell. They believe in a God that ignores them. They believe in many funny beliefs that come from medieval Christianity. Clearly doesn't come from the Bible, doesn't come from the Talmud. So the Alter Rebbe is trying to help these people cope with their beliefs.